How many recalls have there been? How many? I feel like every day there's a new recall. Every day. There's about 20 recalls every day on some food items. Oh, this food has been causing people this bacterial infection or this sickness or whatever. Like the most recent one is it's like the cyclosporadia or something like that. I don't know if I said it right, but it's like this thing that's people have been getting from like leafy greens, like lettuce, vegetables, just those kinds of things. Um, they've been, it's just, what it all boils down to, all these recalls, it just boils down to Big Pharma. They're just trying to kill us. And I've been saying this for a long time, like Big Pharma, they have never been our friend. Never. They are our enemy. And they want to kill us. And they're doing so with their food. They're like poisoning our food. They're putting a bunch of, stuff that shouldn't be in our food. Probably putting it in our water. Like they're poisoning our water. They're poisoning our food. I mean, like they really are just trying to kill us, or they're just trying to make us sick or have health problems. So then we spend a fortune on, doctors, hospitals, medical care, and it's just all one sick, twisted Ponzi scheme at this point for them. That's what it is. It just sickens me. It really just sickens me. I mean, I remember when I was younger, there'd be recalls here and there, but like they weren't as frequent as they are now. Like now it's like every day there's some new recall on something every day. When back then it used to be like, I don't know, maybe a few times out of the year, maybe 2 or 3 times out of the year there was a recall on something. And now it's just like weekly, daily. If that don't show you what they're trying to do to us, I don't know what does. But they definitely are, they're trying to kill us, and they don't have our interest. Only thing they're interested in is making their pockets bigger with money. That's all they care about. That's all a lot of these things are in America. It's all about however it can just, whatever can just be profited and pocketed. And, as opposed to just actually caring about lives and trying to help people, who are having issues, people who are in vulnerable positions. I mean, it's just a major greed fest here. It really makes me sick, you guys. It makes me sick. And it makes me so ashamed, honestly, of how everything is here. I don't know. I just feel like the common people, we need to band together. We just need to start rioting or something. We need to start marching down this. Like, I don't know. We need to start doing, like, things are gonna get way worse. They're gonna get way worse. I mean, we're already seeing it, like, with AI. I mean, AI is getting out of control. And it's affecting, the job market. It's affecting, people, and their ability to interact. I mean, yes, I know I'm sitting here doing a video on my phone, but I know how to, like, compartmentalize. Like, I know how to, like, I can, enjoy my time on watching whatever I want to watch, but I also know I can, do other things or go and interact with people and not just stare at a screen constantly. But I see, I keep yawning. I keep seeing all these people, these, younger parents, having, these newer kids, I don't know, like the newest full generation is the alpha generation. And then I think the beta generation just started like a year or so ago. and they just get these little kids. They get little kids phones and tablets. For example, our neighbors across the street, they're like, it's like they're in their 50s, they're a couple, and they have a little 2-year-old, and they just had a little baby, and they have given their little 2-year-old a tablet. I know. I'm just stunned at this stuff. I mean, I'm really like, because I didn't get my first phone. I didn't get my first phone until like towards the end of like my ninth grade year, my freshman year of high school. And even then, when I got my first phone, it wasn't really a super great phone. It was just like a phone. It was just kind of the most basic phone that I could text or call or whatever with. Then I think I got my next decent phone. I want to say my junior year. I think it was with Samsung Galaxy. I got that one like my junior year, I think, of high school. And my dad, he's worked at a company, he's worked at AT&T. He works at a phone company. But even then, still, I didn't get any of that until I was in high school. And I don't feel like anyone should get any of that before high school. Because it's like, when you give a little kid a screen or a tablet, like, and you're just basically, you're engraving that in their mind. Children's minds are impressionable. Those are your formative years. You learn a lot of your habits and stuff in your early years of your life. And, they're learning to just always have a screen in front of their face. And anytime that a screen is not in their face, they get anxiety, they get withdrawals. Like, it's really just sad, honestly. It's really sad. Like, I mean, I can go, like, if I'm hanging out with people and we're going and doing some activities, I can be perfectly fine, not looking at my phone. I might check it here and there just to see if anything came up or anyone sent me anything important. But other than that, I'm really fine to just, like, hang out with the people I'm hanging out with, doing whatever activity I can do, and not just staring at a screen. But, a lot of because I'm an OG Gen Z, I'm a first year Gen Z. But, I've noticed, like, a lot of the latter half of Gen Z and, like, definitely the alpha generation, they do not know how to function without a screen in front of their face. Like, they just, like, turn into pumpkins. They don't know what to do if they don't have a screen in front of their face. And I'm just like, it's sad because I think about when I was, and I know this makes me sound like an old person, which I am getting older, but, when I was a little kid, me and my brothers, we'd play outside, we'd run around, we'd have water balloon fights in the summer, we'd, jump on the trampoline, we'd play, we played and we did things outside, and I really feel like children should do that. They should do that. If they're just looking at a screen, staying inside, I just think it has an effect on their brain, and it has effect on, how they operate, as they grow up, becoming a teenager, becoming an adult. Like, it's really, I feel like it's very detrimental. But, nowadays, the younger parents, they're putting screens in front of their kids' faces so that they, don't, we just want to occupy them. We don't want them bothering us. We just want them to be entertained and occupied. And, all I can say is that's going to have very negative impacts down the line. Just watch. I guarantee you that it will. But anyways, I don't know. This is just some of the stuff that I've been thinking about. And I just really, I don't know. I just hope things can change, but I don't know. It's just looking like we're getting towards the end times. In my opinion, I think we're getting towards the end times. because, you know, none of this makes sense anymore. It really just doesn't. But anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Signing off.